Good morning. Today I will read three stories of Magha, a certain Bhikkhu, and Thera Nigamavasitissa. Three stories in the Dhammapada book. The first story, the story of Magha. While residing at the Kudagara monastery near Vesali, the Buddha uttered verse 30 of this book with reference to Saka, king of the devils. On one occasion, a literary prince named Mahali came to listen to a religious discourse given by the Buddha. The discourse given was Sakapanya Sutta. The Buddha spoke of Saka vividly in glowing terms. So Mahali thought that the Buddha must have personally met Saka. To make sure, he asked the Buddha, and the Buddha replied, Mahali, I do know Saka. I also know what has made him a Saka. He then told Mahali that Saka, king of the devas, was in a previous existence in a young man by the name of Magha in the village of Machala. The youth Magha and his 32 companions went about building roads and rest houses. Magha took upon himself also to observe seven obligations. These seven obligations are that throughout his life. First, he would support his parents. Second, he would respect the elders. Third, he would be gentle of speech. Fourth, he would avoid backbiting. Fifth, he would not be avaricious, but would be generous. Sixth, he would speak the truth. And the last one, he would restrain himself from losing his temper. It was because he had good deeds and right conduct in that existence that Magha was reborn as Saka, king of the devas. Then the Buddha spoke in verse as follows. Through mindfulness in doing meritorious deeds, Magha became king of the devas. Mindfulness is always praised, but negligence is always blamed. At the end of the discourse, Mahali attained Sodapati fruition. The second story, the story of a certain bhikkhu. While residing at the Jedavana monastery, the Buddha uttered verse 31 of this book with reference to a certain bhikkhu. A certain bhikkhu, after obtaining a subject of meditation from the Buddha, went to the forest to meditate. Although he tried hard, he made very little progress in his meditation practice. As a result, he became very depressed and frustrated. So, with the thought of getting further specific instruction from the Buddha, he set out for the Jedavana monastery. On his way, he came across a big blazing fire. He ran up to the top of a mountain and observed the fire from there. As the fire spread, it suddenly occurred to him that just as the fire burnt up everything, so also Magha inside will burn up all fetters of life, big and small. Meanwhile, from the Gandakuti hall in the Jedona monastery, the Buddha was aware of what the bhikkhu was thinking. So he transmitted his radiance and appeared to the bhikkhu and spoke to him. My son, he said, you are on the right line of thought. Keep it up. All beings must burn up all fetters of life with the Magha insight. Then the Buddha spoke in verse as follows. A bhikkhu who takes delight in mindfulness and sees danger in negligence advances like a fire burning up all feathers, great and small. At the end of the discourse, that the bhikkhu changed another ship down and there. The last story, the story of Thera Nigamavasitissa. While residing at the Jedona monastery, the Buddha uttered verse 32 of this book with reference to Thera Nigamavasitissa. Nigamavasitissa was born and brought up in a small Magha town near Sauti. After becoming a bhikkhu, he lived a very simple life with the very few ones. For An's food, he used to go to the village where his relatives were staying and took whatever was offered to him. He kept away from big occasions. Even when another Bendiga and King vicinity of Kausala made offerings on a grand scale, and the Thera did not go there. Some bhikkhus then started talking about the Thera that he kept close to his relatives and that he did not care to go people even when people like another Bendiga and a king vicinity were making offerings on a grand scale, etc. When the Buddha was told about this, he sent for the Thera and asked him. The Thera respectfully explained to the Buddha that it was true he frequently went to his village, but it was only to get ice food, that when he had received enough food, he did not go any further, and that he never cared whether the food was delicious or not. Whereupon, instead of blaming him, the Buddha praised him for his conduct in the presence of the other bhikkhus. He also told them to live contentedly with only a few ones is in conformity with the practice of the Buddha and the noble ones, and that all bhikkhus should indeed be like a Thera Tessa from the small market town. In this connection, he further related the story of the king of the Peros. Once upon a time, the king of the Peros lived in a grove of fig trees on the bank of the Ganga River, with the large number of his followers. When the fruits were eaten, all the Peros left the grove, except the Perokin, who was well contented with whatever was left in the tree where he dwelt, be it shoot or leaf or bark. Saka, knowing this and wanting to test the virtue of the Perokin, withered up the tree by his supernormal power. Then, assuming the fauno gaze, Saka and his queen Sujata came to where the Perokin was and asked him why he did not leave the old withered tree as the others had done, and why he did not go to other trees were which were still bearing fruits. The parrot king replied, because of a feeling of gratitude towards the tree, I did not leave as long as I could get just enough food to sustain myself. I shall not forsake it. It would be ungrateful for me to desert this tree, even though it be inanimate. Much impressed by his reply, Saka revealed himself. He took water from the Ganges and poured it over the withered fig tree, and instantly it was rejuvenated. It stood with the branches lush and green and fully decked with fruits. Thus, the wise man, as animals are not greedy, they are contented with whatever is available. The parrot king in the story was the Buddha himself. Saka was a Nirodha. Now, the Buddha spoke in verse as follows: A bhikkhu who takes delight in mindfulness and see danger in negligence will not fall away. He is indeed very close to Nirvana. At the end of the discourse, Thera attained Radhasu. That's all today. I read about three stories. I hope this story can help you get some knowledge about the Dhamma and you practice. Thank you all.